My darling, listen carefully. If you ask a woman these 3 questions and ask them the right way, you'll never be just another nice guy again. You'll become the man she can't stop thinking about. I'm Amelia, and welcome to Dark Psychology, where we decode the hidden science of attraction, confidence, and emotional power. What I'm seeing from the data and from thousands of men I coach across the US, Canada, and Australia is this. Most men today are not getting laid, not because they lack looks, but because they lack psychological presence. So, if that sounds like you, let me know in the comments. Tell me what you're struggling with. Let me help you. Because I don't just want you dating. I want you dominating your romantic life with awareness, confidence, and calm masculine power. Here's the truth, and it's something most men never learn. When you ask a woman certain questions, it's not about the words. It's about the energy behind them. You can have the perfect line, but if you deliver it sounding insecure, apologetic, or robotic, it dies instantly. Women don't respond to logic first. They respond to vibe, top presence, and that's what we're going to build today. Because by the end of this video, I'll give you a mindset, something so powerful that no matter what's happening in your life right now, you'll carry a sexual energy she feels before you even speak. We want to feel that, gentlemen. Every woman does. Not the creepy, over-the-top kind of energy, but the confident, calm, grounded type that says, I know who I am, I know what I want, and I don't need to prove it. Let me tell you a quick story. Years ago, back when I lived in Columbus, Ohio, I met one of the most gorgeous men I'd ever seen. Dark brown hair, piercing blue eyes. The kind of man you imagine when you hear the word handsome. I was excited, thrilled even. We went out, and I thought finally a real spark. But within 10 minutes, I was dying inside. He was polite, but dull. Perfect looks, zero presence. He talked, but there was no emotional current, no seductive gravity. It felt like watching paint dry on a wall. I kept thinking, how can someone this good-looking have absolutely no sexual energy? Eventually, I faked a reason to leave, told him I had work to finish, when in reality, I just went home and scrolled MySpace. Yes, MySpace. That's how long ago this was. Here's the lesson. You don't have to be the most attractive guy in the room, but you must bring energy, the kind of quiet confidence that makes you curious. When you master that, the following 3 questions, plus the 2 bonus ones I'll give you later, become unstoppable. Because what I'm about to share with you isn't small talk. It's psychological ignition. Each question bypasses her logic and talks straight to her subconscious. But remember, the power isn't in what you ask, it's in how you ask it. So, here's the first one, and yes, it's bold. When was the last time you had mind-blowing sex? I can already hear some of you thinking, Amelia, that's too direct. Yes, it is. And that's the point. The goal here isn't to be safe. It's to be real. You're inviting her into story mode, not interrogation mode. Follow up with, you don't have to tell me the exact date, but what made it mind-blowing? This does 2 things. First, it lets her know you're comfortable talking about sexuality, which most men are terrified of. Second, it makes her relive an emotional memory, and neuroscience tells us this. When someone recalls an emotionally charged experience, their body reacts almost the same way it did during the original event, meaning she starts to feel it again, right there in the moment with you. But, and this is critical, your tone must be calm, low, and warm. You're not a teenage boy fishing for details. You're a confident man, exploring emotional intimacy. If she blushes or laughs, perfect. Don't overreact. Just smile and say, I'm not asking for a story, just the reason it felt unforgettable. That's when her eyes soften. That's when her guard drops. You've now built psychological tension, the foundation of attraction. And if you're wondering why does this work so powerfully, because you've taken her out of autopilot. You've moved her from logic into imagination, and that's where desire lives. Question number 2. The trigger of touch. Oh, listen carefully, my darling. Every human being has a hidden physical trigger. That one place on their body that sends electricity through their entire nervous system. And when you make a woman recall it, you don't just make her remember. You make her feel. Here, show you lead this one. Look at her relaxed, confident, maybe smiling softly and say, you know, we all have that one spot that completely drives us crazy. When someone touches it, pause, hold her eyes, then continue calmly and with sincerity. For me, it's when a woman gently kisses my ear. That small touch just flips a switch in me. Now, don't fake it. Mean what you say. Women can sense when you're pretending, and that kills attraction instantly. But when you say it honestly, she'll feel your energy shift. You've just created an invitation for her to explore her own senses. Then ask her, so tell me, what's that spot for you? Now she's no longer thinking, she's remembering. And as she remembers, her body language changes. Her breathing slows, her eyes soften, her voice deepens. You've pulled her into a state of emotional intimacy without even touching her. Because remember, attraction isn't built through physical contact. It starts through psychological stimulation. When she imagines being touched, her brain reacts almost as if it's happening. That's the power of mental foreplay. When you know how to guide her mind, her body will follow, naturally. Question number 3. The hypothetical fantasy. Now, my love, this next one takes everything to a higher level. This question blurs the line between imagination and reality. It's playful, seductive, and impossible to ignore. Look her in the eyes, stay grounded, and with a hint of a smile, say, hypothetically, if I were to make love to you, where would you want me to start? Notice something. The word hypothetically disarms her. It's playful. It doesn't pressure her, but it plants an image deep inside her mind. Her conscious mind says it's just a question, but her subconscious begins to imagine the answer. And here's what separates amateurs from men who understand female psychology. You don't say this with arrogance. You say it with calm control. Your tonality should suggest, I'm comfortable with desire. I don't chase it. I guide it. If Sheila smirks or looks away, that's perfect. You've disrupted her emotional pattern. Smile and respond lightly. Relax. It's just a question, unless you've actually thought about it. Now you've flipped the frame. She's the one thinking about you. That's how you become the man who lives in her head even after you've left the room. Because desire isn't built on what you show her. It's built on what you make her imagine. Bonus question number 4. The unspoken desire. Now we step into deeper emotional territory. This question isn't about lust. It's about connection. It builds trust while keeping the sexual tension alive. Ask her, what's something you've always wanted to try, but never told anyone about? This one is powerful because it forces vulnerability. Everyone has a secret, fantasy, or curiosity they've hidden. Maybe out of shame, maybe out of fear. And when you ask it without judgment, she feels safe enough to open up. When she shares even a small part of it, you must protect that moment. Don't tease her. Don't joke. Just say something simple like, that's actually really beautiful. I get why you've kept it to yourself. That line right there builds emotional trust faster than anything else. Because you've shown her something rare, a man who can handle her truth without flinching. Bonus question number 5. The emotional mirror. Now, we close with a question that turns desire into attachment, because physical attraction may start the fire, but emotional depth keeps it burning. Ask her, what kind of energy do you feel when you're around me? This question is subtle but extremely psychological. It forces her to define what she feels. And the moment she puts that emotion into words, her brain associates those feelings directly with you. If she says something like, I don't know, Calm, maybe comfortable, smile and respond. That's interesting. I like that. It means you're tuned in. Now she's reflecting, connecting, grounding into your presence. It's not just about arousal anymore. It's about emotional chemistry. That's what separates a moment from a memory. My darling, these 5 questions are not tricks. They are tools of awareness. When used with genuine confidence and calm masculine energy, they bypass her logic and speak straight to her emotions. You see, women are not looking for perfection. They're craving presence. They're drawn to men who don't rush, don't beg, don't seek approval. Men who can create space for curiosity, play, and connection. That's the essence of what I call the desire code. It's not about manipulation. It's about reclaiming your masculine frequency, the energy that modern society tried to suppress, the fire that every real man carries deep inside him. When you activate that, your words, your tone, your very presence becomes magnetic. You don't chase women. They chase the feeling they get when they're around you. So, use these questions wisely. Use them with respect. And remember, your power isn't in what you say, it's in the energy you bring to every word. I'm Amelia, and this is Dark Psychology. If this resonated with you, subscribe because I'm here to remind you of the truth. Your masculinity isn't a problem, it's a gift. Now go and make them feel it. Music.